use right now. We'll just change the channels.
Hey guys. All right, let's see. I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to see folks in here and see comments. I'm gonna tag anyone that shows live or active right now in the group. Not a lot. I'm only seeing 2. That is totally okay though. I know I'm a couple minutes early. I always tell, hey Jessica, I always tell people if you're not early, you're late. I have one, especially when I go to get my nails done or my pedicure. She's like, Becky, why are you so early? I'm like, if you're not early, you're late. How are you tonight, Jessica? I'm going to get you, if you will, because I only see you in here so far. And again, I'm a couple minutes, like 2 minutes early. Hey, Diane, can one of you guys just say hi? Tell me where you're from. That way I can just see if I'm seeing comments. Hopefully I'll be able to. I got a pretty big night planned. Pretty big night. So hopefully I can see comments, and if not, I'll have to go back afterwards and check them. So I am from the beautiful Outer Banks of North Carolina. I'm seeing 4 people on there. Hey, Patsy. Okay, I know I'm in the right group because I saw that name earlier. You guys, can anyone comment? If you guys already have, then it may just be... The other night I couldn't see any comments, so it may just be me. But either way, I'm just going to give it a couple seconds and then I'm going to get started because I don't want to waste anybody's time. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to see comments. Let me try to swipe because I can see you guys on there, but I'm not seeing any comments. Okay, I got a Ventura. I could see Diane's. Hey, Kendra. Love your name, by the way. Okay, I can see comments. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Okay, I'm going to wait until 8:02 just to give everyone a fair chance to get on, and then I'm going to get started. The replay will be available, so I'm not too worried about it. And then please know if I miss your comment in the midst of doing this, I will make sure that I come back. It'll probably be tomorrow. I have 2 of my 3 grandbabies here with me this week. I think I just heard them go outside because I told Papa, I was like, you got to keep them quiet. So anyway, I have 2 of the 3 here, so I probably will not catch any kind of comments directly following this, but I will definitely check them tomorrow. Hey, Brooke. Hey, Tanya. Tanya. I never know how to pronounce that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the lovely Shauna Davis asked me, which I was completely like, girl, you just made my whole day. She asked me to come on and talk about PRV and consistent high PRV, which is what it takes to allow you to earn one of these incentives. She and I were in Cabo together, so I got to spend a little bit of time with her, got to spend a little bit of time with a lot of other people, and just met some amazing people. And what I can tell you after that is I never want to miss another one, ever. It just was hands down amazing, and so I don't ever want to miss another one. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things, and I took notes for those of you who put something on and said this is where you're struggling. So I'm hoping that I'm going to touch bases on everything. Hey Tony, hey Christy. But if for some reason I don't, please leave a comment, and if I have anything to offer or anything to bring to the table, I will do it. So my first thing is maintaining high PRV. The first thing I do, you know how you can change your goal in there? Mine's 2,500 every month. And the reason that it's 2,500 I'm going to back up. My name is Becky. I joined Scentsy in January of 21 just for the discount. I was tired of ordering from the people that I was ordering from. It felt like more of a hassle to me to do that. So I joined in January of 21. The first month, I had a recruit sign up under me, and I was like, are you sure? I just started this. Are you positive you want to sign up under me? And so it just worked out, and it just, hey girl. It just worked out. And very quickly, I fell in love with the people. I fell in love with the Shauna Davises of the world. I fell in love with the group of people that I signed up, that we were a team, and ended up basically with a bunch of friends that I didn't even know I needed. So that was my start. But then I rocked it after that. Now, I'm going to say this. Consistency is key. I know several of you, and I'm going to try to go through my notes. I want to show y'all. I took really good notes where I'm supposed to do stuff. But consistency is key, even when you don't feel like it. If I could give anybody any advice at all, that's going to be it. There are going to be days that you're not going to feel like it. There are going to be days that you're going to wake up and be like, I really want to spend time with my grandbabies. But you still, my grandbabies are here and I'm here. You still have to show up for your business. And here's the thing, guys. Our businesses are just that. They're our businesses. And if you don't treat it like a business, it's not going to do anything for you. It's not going to grow if you don't treat it like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it's going to be a hobby. Okay? Sorry, I need these for reading, so I better go back to this so I can try to stay on track. Okay, I'm going to talk about maintaining PRV, high PRV. Parties. Guys, parties are where it's at, and I feel you. Parties have been hard to come by, very hard to come by. But I want to talk about when you have a party first, and then we're going to go into later talking about different ways to get some parties, hopefully. First and foremost, to me, yes, it will cost you like a hobby. Absolutely. So partying. First and foremost, hostess coaching. If you are not doing hostess coaching, you are doing it wrong. And here's the thing, you may have somebody that's a repeat gal that you don't have to go over as much with, and that's perfectly okay. You got your best friend over here, and she knows how to rock it like a rock star. You don't have to worry about it with her. But for most people, they're not sure what you expect of them. And here's the thing, that's why I asked you guys questions. What's most important to you? If I don't know what's most important to you, I could blab all day about my trip to Cabo and never tell you how I got there. But asking you what's important to you and trying to get that feedback lets me know. And so that's the biggest thing with hostesses. You have to talk to your hostesses. You have to, before your party ever starts, talk to them, let them know what's going to happen, get them involved. That's first and foremost. Interaction first. What I do, I choose not to start my parties a week in advance. If my girl says that she's going to start her party on Monday, I'm going to set her party up on probably Friday or Saturday, and then I'm going to invite her to it, but no more than like 2 days ahead of time. And the reason for that is because it will get lost. It will get lost in the algorithms if it's sitting there for a week while she's inviting friends and you're not doing anything in it. So what I do is I set mine up 2 days before the party. On the cover of the party, the Facebook cover, I post whose party it is and what the date and time is that it's going to be there. And I try to go live in it, and that's what I mean by the date and time. There's going to be posting before that, but I want them to have a general idea of this is the most important time to be on. The very first thing I'm going to do, though, is some sort of interactive game that has nothing to do with Scentsy. And what that does is it allows people who have been invited to the party to, one, get interactive. Why is that so important? That is so important because once they are communicating in there, it's going to boost the algorithms. Facebook is going to go, oh, there's people talking over here. Let's jump over here and show them a little bit more. The great thing about that is that in that time, you're getting to know them. You can kind of get somebody's wit by something like some of the GIFs that I might have posted for you guys. You're going to kind of get a little bit, a feel for someone, you know, whether they have a funny side, whether they don't. So interaction is key. And I interact that whole full day before the party even starts. And then I'll go into some notifications. But I think it's important not to let a party sit stagnant for a week with really nothing in it while you're waiting on it to start. If you start it too early, it's just going to lower your algorithms. Next, offer samples. I have these little drawers over here that are full of samples. I bulk sample at the beginning of the season, and it typically will last me through the season. Now I do other samples, like when we have the Sunshine State collection, stuff like that. I'll do other ones as well, but like the main catalog ones I'm gonna have. I create these little sheets. Y'all, gnomes are my things. I create these little sheets. I can print 3 on a page, and it has a spot for 3 different samples. It has my VIP, shopping my website, and then just my information. So when somebody wants a sample, it's as simple as me picking up one of these, which I already have cut, and we're going to go into the jot form later, but I have a jot form that I have them fill out. And then if they say that they like fresh bakery and spice, that's what they're going to get. They're going to get 3 of those. I can mail this baby for 1 stamp. And on top of that being samples, it's also going to have a newsletter, maybe a join brochure, and a product sheet. It still goes for 1 stamp, guys. Okay, so I think that that's important. The next thing I do is I reach out to each guest. And I usually do this the first day, like when it starts, either the day before or that first day. And I make sure that I tell them, hey, thank you for joining such and such's party. But the very last thing I do is say, here's the direct link to it in case it's gotten lost in notifications. That is so important, because if they've forgotten about the party and they're not getting notifications on it, what gives them the incentive to come back to it? Nothing. But if I'm reaching out and I'm sending every single person in that party a personal message, and it says, hey, just want to let you know, and just in case it got lost, here's the link. Make it easy for them, guys. The most important thing I can tell you is the easier it is on them, the better you're going to be, okay? Now, I use a party tracker, and I will share these if anybody wants these. I created these when I was doing like an accelerated leadership or something like that. But this is literally just a party planner tracker. Over here, I can't read it backwards, but so I'm just going to read it, okay? Over here, I'm going to be putting their name. There's a little star here. I'm going to check that if they placed an order. It's just a simple way for me to go, yep, that person placed an order. It's also a great tool for me to look, and it's front and back, so if it's a big party. But this just gives me a general. Out of 20 people, 6 people placed an order. But then these little squares here, and they go all the way down, did I tag them? Now we have that at everyone. I try not to use that very often. I still do sometimes, but I tag every single person, and I want to, even if it's just welcome, even if it's just, hey, welcome to the party, so glad you're here, just something that tags them. The second one, my private message, okay? Did I private message them? The next one, did I invite them to my VIP group? The next one, did they request a sample and did I send it? And then last, did I ask them to join? Now, those of you who talk about having issues with join, this right here, guys, this is a way to hold yourself accountable in an easy way. It's just smart. I also have over here the template used because I have a couple different templates. This is really important if you're doing a bingo template and then someone books a party. The last thing I want to do is play the same exact round of bingo with most of the same guests. So I usually keep 4 different types, and I do them by themes. Like one's going to be a coffee theme, one's going to be a gnome theme, one might be Jeeps, one might be nautical, something like that. So I do that. I tell myself this is the template I used, so that if they book, I know not to use that same template again. Then we have this little checklist over here, and this says be sure to mail the event box or bag, and I'm going to show you my pouch party in just a minute. Create the event link, create the Facebook group, schedule the posts, and then get the wish list and favorite color if applicable. If I'm doing a bingo party, I'll definitely post this in the comments for you guys. If I'm doing a bingo party, they get extra points for wearing their person's favorite color. So that's the only place that comes in. Now, right here, this is my hostess coaching, and you can see I have little days next to it. So, one, I help them decide the event style that they want. One of the ways that I do that is, I have another great little tracker. This here is Host Your Gnome Way. And this gives them different styles of parties that they can choose to. So I actually send them this actual picture and say, these are the kinds of parties that I offer. What are you interested in? What sounds best for you? Because guys, again, if it's not good for them, it's not going to be good for me. So that's the first thing, is help them decide which one is they want to do. Now, it says right here, 5 days before the party starts, thank them and explain the rewards. If I don't tell them what they stand to gain, then they're just going to push for whatever the bare minimum is. 3 days before here, explain the perpetual rewards and the next host. I do this because I want them to tell me which one of their friends is most likely to host for them. And we're going to talk about that in a little while. But I use my perpetual party reward to get the next hostess, and that's where that's coming from. The day of, remind them to interact and thank them again for hosting. Now, I have a template set up in Project Broadcast that's going to automatically send these out for me. Project Broadcast is like my new best friend. And then at the very end of the party, it's the flip join combo. And again, if they're at even a $200 party, asking them to flip it, if you don't ask, you don't know. And I always say it like this: when you go to McDonald's, they always ask you, do you want fries with that? Would you like to go large with that? It doesn't kill them if I say no. They're just like, okay, no biggie. No different, guys. Get used to hearing no. If you can hear no and go, oh, it's not a reflection of me, it's not a reflection of you, it's just not right for them, and that's okay. During the party, welcome the guests, go live and demonstrate the products, highlight the hostess's wish list. Now, this to me is key. Up here it says, did I get her wish list? If she tells me that she really wants one of these warmers that I have behind me, you can bet your bottom dollar when I go live, I'm going to be showing that baby off. If it's the air purifier, I'm going to be showing that baby off. And I hope at the end of this, I have a question for you guys. And I hope at the end of this that what I'm telling you right here rings true at the end. It may not right now, but I hope that it does towards the end. Next is get the next hostess. And very last one, guys, this is so important, okay? The last one is rebook for 3 to 4 months. While you have that gal in your hands or that guy in your hands that you just loaded down with a bunch of free products, why not start right there and go, hey, look, this was awesome. Can I go ahead and book you for 3-4 months from now? We're going to have a new catalog by then. Girl, we can get you set up. And that's the thing, guys. Go ahead and start it now. Now, I know some of you have said that you can get them to agree to it, but then you run into some issues, and we're going to talk about that, okay? So I'm going to get to that. But I will share this if anybody wants me to share this in there. So, use a party tracker. Next thing, share it. Don't sell it. If I hand you Jiminy Crickets, I don't have anything right in front of me that I do. If I just look at you and go, this is the best thing ever, man. It's $3 and you should buy it. It's so worth it. The thing about it is, people are like, okay, she's just trying to sell something. Now, if I hand you this and you see me open it and I smell it and I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, this is so good, okay? Total different story. I have people that when I do that, actually, I have some people, I'm going to be really honest, I don't like florals. I don't like the floral category at all. But I will smell it. If someone orders it and it comes to my house for me to deliver it, I will open it on live and I will sniff it and I will make the most god-awful face you've ever seen in your life, and I'll be like, that is terrible. I have some people that when they hear me say that, they know that they're going to like it and they order it. It's because they know me now. And guys, if you tell everyone you like everything, they know you're not being honest. There's no way you like it all. Okay. show real live pics, and focus on the hostess's wish list. I've already talked a little bit about that, but guys, the difference in making a flyer, and I'm not dogging flyers. You guys are going to see some flyers tonight. I make flyers. Yes, you are building trust with them when you're honest about something that you don't like or that you love, either or. But real life pictures, guys, I can tell you one of the things I do the minute I get something, I try within a day to actually stage it and take pictures. I've got a little staging area over here. It was super easy to do, and I can set it up like no tomorrow and just take great pictures. I'll pull stuff off my shelves and put it in there, make it look pretty. The difference in that, and you're an anti-flyer girl. I have flyers. I make flyers. I enjoy using Canva. And there's nothing wrong with that if you don't have the product in hand. But if you have the product in hand, taking it, it's like, oh, I took the brick downstairs. The difference in holding a brick up in front of my face, and you see that it's the same size as my face, versus me sticking it in a flyer, you don't get the depth of it. Holding a warmer, holding a wax bar, holding whatever it is you're holding is going to bring it a whole new meaning of real to them. Every time I get orders in, I light them babies up in front of them too, because why not? I can, and they fall in love with it. And if they do, I take a pre-order. That simple. Okay, we're still in parties here and how I would run them. Sister-in-law did not realize. Exactly. Okay. I update along the way. So if somebody places an order in a party, I thank them and I say, hey, thank you for the order. You know, brick, not break. Exactly. So I tell them, I'm like, you know, hey, such and such is only $42 away from rewards. That's enough that if somebody's getting ready to place a $30 order, they are likely going to go ahead and add that $15 on and help their person out. And then once they hit that, so here's an important thing of something I do. The minute that party hits 200 and I know that I now have that perpetual party reward in my hand, that's when I start hunting down the next hostess. I try really hard to not close a party out without having at least one person book from it. So the way I do that is I use that hostess, that perpetual party reward. If somebody doesn't book, I'm going to give it to the hostess anyway. And the hostess knows that. I tell her that. Part of this party planner, when I explain what that is, I say to her, hey, Shauna, hey, Patsy, hey, whoever. When your party hits 200, it's going to unlock something that I can use to try to help you get another half off item. But the way I need to do that is by having one other person host an event with me. So who do you think is most likely? And then I tell them, when they give me a name, I say, okay, when you see me make that post, you jump on there on that post and you call that girl out. If I'm having a party with Patsy and I say that, Patsy, who do you think is most likely? And she says, Amber Downing, she's going to be the one. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, when I put that post up, you tag Amber and you say, Amber, hey, girl, what do you think? Man, you'd be great at this. It's that simple. So that's how I use my perpetual party rewards. Okay. Another thing, okay, I think I can put these away now. Another thing that is big, and I do this to try to find, I'm going to show you guys my pouch party real quick. I know you guys have likely seen the amazing, oh my gosh, I am so bad with names, y'all. Heather Heath Newgrass, who is it? She is so amazing. I love her energy. But she's the one that I was like, how smart is that? Like, she has necklaces that she wears. One scent circle, one travel twist, and I think one scent pack. And as people, and this is for a home party, but as people are there, that's what they're doing. They're like, you know, Wendy, I could not think of her name, Wendy Heath Newgrass. But when people are there, they're like, what are you wearing? What is that? And then she can say, oh, you know what? The first person that books gets to pick whichever one they want. What a genius way, because it's fun. It's not normal. It's thinking outside of the box. Another thing that is thinking outside of the box, if you're doing a pouch party, it's hard to do that because you're not in front of them. You can take raffle tickets. This is what I do. You can take raffle tickets. They're going to get the both pieces. And here's the thing. You want to give them an incentive for doing it. I attached this cute little card to it, made this in Canva, that just says, thank you. Congratulations on hosting a pouch party. You will earn $1 for every enter my drawing slip that you get filled out completely towards your party purchase. Simply snap a picture of the completed form and text it to 252 blah blah blah. Okay? This, and I only send them 10. So at the most, I'm going to eat the shipping on their party. I'm going to give them $10 off, $1 for each one of these. Now, the incentive is when they're talking to their people, they're saying, hey, if you fill this out, you're going to be entered into her drawing. Okay? So the person who's giving me their information now has incentive because they're going to get entered into a monthly drawing, and the person who's hosting the pouch party has the incentive of getting me 10 brand new people by getting $1 off for each one. Another thing, it's the same exact thank you card, but this one, and I just made these in Canva and printed them myself, but it's double-sided, and it's the same thing pretty much. So this back one, and this would be her just handing this to 10 friends, and I'm going to show you what's in the pouch party in a minute, and this will make sense. But she hands this, it just has their name, address, city, state, zip, phone, email, and then it says, I'm interested in having a pouch party for free product, hosting an in-home event for free product, hosting an online event for a free product, fundraising opportunity, or earning extra income. And these are just for her, again, to put in there. And I'm going to tell her the same thing. It doesn't matter if I'm using these cards or if you need to go a little bit cheaper route and buy some of these off of Amazon or from Walmart or wherever. These two things complete the same thing. So one of the two of these will be in the pouch party. This is my pouch party. Sorry, I got it backwards. I bought these bags off Amazon. I think it was like 30 of them for like $12. I don't ever want these back. And that's the great thing about this pouch party, is that once I mail it, I don't have to worry about getting it back. If I hand it off to someone, I don't have to worry about getting it back. They're going to keep everything in this. By the way, these make great bags for bathing suits, and I make sure to tell them that. I'm like, hey girl, these are the perfect bags. If you have a wet swimsuit, throw it in there, put it in your bag. You're not going to get everything else wet. So it's something that they can continue to use. Okay. The next thing, you guys have seen something similar, but this one says tips for a successful pouch party. Okay. And they're going to have tips. All of these are different tips for them. Personally reach out to your friends. Pass out all the party packs, and I'm going to show you those in a minute. Drawing slips. It talks to them about that. Show products that you own and thank your friends. Okay, Nessie, I will get that to you. These are what my party packs look like, and these are just for them to hand out. I put 6 in a bag, and I tell them, give these to the 6 people that you think are most likely to order. And so I'm going to go over those. I put 6 testers in there, and I make sure to have different scent categories. And again, I tell them I buy extra testers when they're at their percentage off during transition month. And I go through my catalog. I'm like, okay, here we go. I put 6 in there. I know we have 7 categories. Woods this time of year, spice this time of year isn't going to have as much. So you have less of those. So anyway, they're going to get 6. And I tell them, use these, let your friends smell them. This is going to give you a smell of at least 6 of our scent categories or fragrance families, whatever you want to call it. And this is going to give them an opportunity to smell them and kind of get the idea of which one they like best. Then I tell them, when you're done with this baby, just unscrew it, put it in your warmer upside down, and use the wax. It's yours to keep. Guys, time is money, okay? Yes, I made all those samples over there, but all those samples are felt samples. They're intended to be mailed. These cannot be mailed, and I'm going to tell you, my people love getting them. My people love getting testers. I don't know why, but they do. So it has that. It has 6 of these. It has a catalog. It has a scent circle in there that I have written on and just thanked them. I'm going to put this back in here so that I don't get this one, because this one actually has to go out tomorrow. Okay, so what's in those little packs? I have a join brochure. I have a newsletter that I printed, which this one talks all about going to Cabo. I have a product sheet. I have, this one here is our clean, and this is the only one I don't currently have samples of, so they're not going to get a sample of anything clean. I buy these right out of the consultant store, and I literally use double-sided tape and just attach them to the flyer so they have all the information that they need. They know what scents they come in, so that's going to go in there. And then this one is our laundry, and it has the samples, again, right from the consultant store. I wrap a little thing around it just to keep it. The purpose in doing this is that by doing this, I'm giving them all the information that they need for the product that I'm giving them to try. Okay, so I've gone over that. Now, I have a note here that was, part of that was intended for Leon. I know that was something that he had talked about as far as getting people, hostesses, stuff like that. But then I have a note that says, see page 6 before you go. This is for Jennifer. Jennifer, if you're on here, parties, getting people to follow through. She was the one that had some concerns with that. 1, ask them. If I'm in the party and I'm asking someone to host and get that perpetual reward and they say yes, I'm going to set a date immediately. I'm going to follow up with them right away, and I'm going to say, okay, what days work best for you? Do you want it in July? Do you need it in August? If I'm booked up, I'm going to say, these are the windows of area of time frame that I have available. Which one works best for you? I'm going to send a goodie baggie. They're going to get a pouch party or some sort of little baggie from me prior to the party. The hostess coaching, which I've already talked in depth about that. Interacting in the group the day before. Messaging everyone in the group. If it's slow and you're still not getting anything, I call people out. If I'm in that party and I see that 8 people saw it, but there's not one comment on it, I click to see who saw it, and then I ask them a direct question. Hey, Tina, what did you think about the diffusers? Which one was your favorite? It's as simple as, if you can get them to open up and talk to you about themselves, about what they like, you're going to start having interaction. So if you are having no interaction at all, and you have personally reached out to every person in that event, you've reached out to the hostess, and I'm going to tell you, there have been times that I have straight up said to a hostess, hey girl, you know, you're not holding up to your end of the deal. We talked about this in our hostess coaching, and this is something that's really important. I'm trying to get you as much product as I can. And I never want to be confrontational about it, and if they have something going on, then of course I'll say, hey, would it be better if we postpone this? I'm totally okay with that. And I've had to do that once or twice. But most of the time they'll say something like, oh God, you're right. I'm sorry. I forgot about it. Haven't been doing it. And then they jump in and do it. So don't be afraid to reach out and talk with someone and say, hey, your party is kind of going really slow, and I'm not sure if it's something I'm doing. Do you have any suggestions? Just be open and talk and communicate. And I just said that, reach out to the hostess and remind her to do the same. At that point, once I've contacted her, I'm telling her the same thing. Girl, look at the people that are seeing it. And if you see something you think your friend is going to like, make sure that you're reaching out to that person or commenting them and calling them out. Girl, that warmer would look so good in your home. Stuff like that. Okay, now we're going to move on to follow-up. And I don't know how long y'all were expecting me to talk, but I'm going to try and go through as fast as I can. Follow-up. Thank every single order when they order it. No later than the next day. I do check it every day, but if I'm in the middle of it, usually in the morning, that's when I'll go in and jump in my workstation, and anyone that ordered the day before, I'm going to thank them for their order, and I'm going to, either in the party or in my VIP. Also post when it ships. And here's the thing, guys. You can do that as a personal message, but I like to do it in the party because that says something about me. If I'm doing it in my VIP group or in my party, what that's telling people is that I'm on top of it and I'm paying attention. You get the email. When you get the email, do it from your phone if you have to. Literally, in between whatever, in between breaks at work, whatever it is that you have to do, take that 15 minutes, click that link, see when it's going to be there, have some graphics saved in your phone or whatever, and just say, hey, Kendra, your package should be delivered tomorrow. Hey, your package should be delivered on Friday, whatever it says. It literally takes no time. And what that does is it tells them that you're responsible and you're on top of it. It builds trust. Builds trust. Okay. Also, then again, and I told you guys I use Project Broadcast and I have drip campaigns set up. So every Friday, and we're going to talk about my calendar in a minute for those of you who were talking about consistency. But every Friday is my follow-up Friday. So every Friday I have a date written in my calendar of what date I stopped at the week before. But every week I will send thank you messages personally to them in the form of a text. The very first text that they're going to get from me based on that campaign is going to say, thank you for your recent order. Hope you're loving everything or whatever, great pics. Will it be okay for me to follow up with you in about 2 weeks to make sure it arrived? And then it's going to have a little phrase under it that's going to say, reply stop if you don't wish to get these messages. It does not hurt my feelings if they hit stop. It saves me money. That's the way I look at it. The fewer, and not that I want them to hit stop because obviously I don't, but some people don't want to be bothered. Some people are there to support their friend and they're done. I'd rather them tell me stop and not waste my time. Most often, 99% of the time, they say, sure, that'd be great. And then I'm done. I don't have anything else to do because my drip campaign is going to do it for me. 2 weeks later, and I never make it exactly 14 days. I switch that part up and I switch the graphics up. But 2 weeks later, it's going to go in and it's going to say, hey, did your package arrive? Are you loving everything? What's your favorite product? Okay, something like that. And then the next one's going to go out a full 60 days later, and it's going to say, hey, I was getting ready to place an order. I realize it's been a while since you placed an order. Can I replenish anything for you? Do you need anything, or is your stock okay? Now, here's the key. I'm going to do that for everybody in July right now. If come August, one of those people order, then when I go to add the campaign, I'm simply going to take out the one from July. The last thing I want to do is have somebody place an order on my website and then get a message that says, hey, you haven't ordered in a while. So you have to be cognizant of that and make sure that you're taking out the old ones when you add the new ones. Personal messages, replenish, personal message for samples. I do the same thing for my little samples, wherever my little piece of paper went, I probably threw it on the floor. I do the same thing for samples. It has 3 of them. The first one is stock your mailbox, your samples are on the way. The second one is about 3 or 4 days later, and it says, hey, you should have received your samples, just making sure that they arrive. And then the third one's going to be about a week after that, and it's going to say, hey, I'm hoping that you found a brand new favorite. What was your favorite one of the samples that were sent? So that's all for samples. Y'all, we're getting ready to get into that consistency. Now, the follow-up, and this is all still part of that follow-up. Once the relationship is established, then you can add tags to these people in Project Broadcast. So what I do, I have a party order, they party, they do whatever. I'm going to have tags for anyone that joins Sensi Club because they may get specific messages from me. But more importantly, that gives me a chance for anyone that's local. When I have somebody that's local, they immediately go in there. Twice a month, I place a bulk order for my locals. I can tag all of them at one time and just say, hey, I'm placing an order on Wednesday. Just wanted to know if you needed me to add anything for you. Because it's a one-on-one message, I can tell them, and all of my locals know this now, but because of it being a one-on-one communication, I can say to them, you're not going to have to pay shipping because it's coming to my house. I'm going to package it cute and pretty, and then I'm going to send it off to you, or I'm going to, deliver it to you. So that's the bonus of using those tags. Okay, now we're going to get into running a business. And this is for all of you who said that consistency was where you're struggling with. I'm going to say this, and I say this with a grain of salt, because if you looked at my office right now, aside from what I'm allowing you to see, you'd be like, whew, she's got a mess up there. And I do. I always have a mess up here. I can clean it one day and the next day it's going to be messy again. But being organized is key. This is my beautiful disaster up here. I know where everything's at, and I am organized. Just because I don't have enough space to put everything does not mean I'm not organized. So I want to start with that, okay? Samples. I've talked to you about samples. I've talked to you about attaching them to the literature to make it easier. Doesn't have to be expensive to mail. All of that goes for one stamp. We've talked about the felt samples. I've showed the 3 per page. I've showed the drawing slips. I'm going to show y'all this, okay? This is, when I say be organized, this is what I mean. Have your plan laid out. This is my notebook just for this training, okay? It is 6 pages long. Not that I can flip the pages, okay? It is literally 6 pages just like that. I have notes about things that I want to talk about over here, and the pink is telling me to call people out, like, or actually the oranges. So I'm going to get ready to talk about my calendar. This is for Brandy, Marie, Nessie, and Libby, because you guys all talked about being consistent, okay? Now, I created this calendar. We had a lot of people have created calendars, a lot of different consultants, and I tried to use theirs, but it just didn't work for me. And I really liked the Happy Planner, and I really liked the hourly one, and then you couldn't get it anymore. So I was like, that's it, going in Canva and making one. So I have this made, and I have it for a whole year, and it goes through. This is my love language. Being organized and being consistent is my love language. And I say that because I'm a check-off person. I like to check things off. And that's important to me. So that's the biggest thing. So like one of the things, if you go to the first of the month for me in my calendar, it's going to say, did you change your Facebook cover? Did you update the party or the planning ahead document? Did you post for all of your birthdays? So I do a scent circle for anyone in my VIP. I will absolutely share the planner. I don't have one made yet for next year, but you can go in and change the dates. So I use a scent circle. I do the Clementine cupcake because I figure it's for a birthday. But if you're in my VIP group, I ask you, and I have a post that goes out every month automatically without having to think about it. I use Visibly for that. That says, if you have a birthday this month, let me know. And I send them this. And then it has a little coupon on the inside that just says, happy birthday, enjoy 20% off on me. And then I will hand write down here what month it's good for. And so that's what my birthday and coupons mean in there. And I want to be able to click that off on the first day. Usually that happens on the 25th. I have it assigned on the 25th of the month because God forbid one person's going to be born on the 1st of the next month. I want them to have this and be able to use it for the whole month. Like they can utilize this coupon at any point during the whole month. And I think that that's important. But that's another thing I can check off. I schedule 1 month out. Chelsea Otto created this. And most of the time you can find one of these that someone's done. Hers is just amazing. But this one's for July. And it's so simple, guys. It's literally just telling you what to post, what to do every single day of the month. So at the beginning of the month, usually, again, the 25th is like my hot spot, the 25th and the 1st. The 25th is me getting ready for everything that's going to happen the next month. And I'm going to post as many of these as I can. One of the things that I took from Shauna Davis, actually, is when she had that, why only have 5 things that you like when there's 7 days in a week? It gives you content. So for me, it's going to be coffee. It's going to be coffee. This girl runs on coffee, chaos, gnomes, Jeeps, green. That's just it. Most people that know me know that my favorite color is green. That's how adamant I make it. Like, people just know. So that's one of the things. When I'm scheduling, guys, I want to say this, and I want to say this loud for the people in the back. Schedule time for yourself. If you don't make time, if you noticed on there, I'm with one of the Scentsy groups that walks 3 days a week. We get on a Zoom and we walk together. Just a bunch of crazy Scentsy ladies holding their phone like this when they walk. I live at the beach, so we get to one point and I'm walking down this dock and they just love it. But it's just a sisterhood. Make time for yourself. If you burn yourself out, you're not going to be doing anybody any good. You have to make time for the things that are important to you. My health is important to me. My friendships are important to me. My family is important to me. All of those things, guys, you have to make time for those. Don't make your schedule so busy that you have no time for anything else, okay? Don't do it. Okay, now I'm going to talk about utilizing this calendar. Oh, that's so cool. See, that's what I'm talking about. So use this calendar, and here's what I'm going to tell y'all right now, okay? Y'all heard at the very beginning, I've got 2 of my 3 grandbabies here, and I'm going to tell you, I don't get nothing done while they're here. I mean, I do, but I got to fight. I got to fight tooth and nail. I got to get up early. I got to stay up late because kids are hard. Okay, I don't know how I did it when I raised my 3 all by myself, but I did somehow. And I'm just telling you, these grandbabies, they wear me out. But IPAs, guys, if it is not income producing, don't waste your time on it if time is something you don't have, okay? Don't waste your time on it if time is something you don't have. And I tell my team all the time, if your calendar is full, you can find 15 minutes. If that 15 minutes, if you're working a full-time job, by the way, guys, I'm a bookkeeper by trade. I own my own business as a bookkeeper, and it keeps me busy. Scentsy is my second job, okay? If you can write in 3 15-minute increments every single day, Monday through Friday. I try really hard not to work on weekends. That's my time with my family. That's my time to do things that I want to do. Not saying I won't. Somebody calls me and says they want to place an order. Oh, I'm going to place that order, okay? I'm going to place that order. But Monday through Friday, 3 times a day, 15-minute increments. If you block that off, and at the beginning of the day, actually the night before, that last 15 minutes can be what is most important to do tomorrow. Who do I need to follow up with? Who do I need to ask to join? Who do I need to ask to host an event for me? 15 minutes a day, 15-minute increments, 3 times a day, you can do it. You can run this business on just that if that's all you have, okay? Okay, we talked, I'm going to move on now to posting. We talked, guys, I use the business suite, the Meta business suite to post because I can post to my Instagram, my Facebook business page, and as many groups as I want, all with one post. So I'm going to just throw that out there. But I'm going to use real pics. If you don't have it in your home to show it with your face in it, then find one on Pinterest that is not a flyer, that is not something that somebody else just put together in Canva, okay? Find a real life picture of whatever sitting on this desk with this computer, in this car, whatever. The next thing, show how you are using it. Your people are there because there's something about you that they like. Even if they just, yes, or the Facebook search bar, absolutely. But the thing is, they're there with you because they like you for some reason, whatever it is. So guys, literally, like, I will show them something as simple as doing my laundry. One of the very first times I went live, I had never used our dish soap. I'm so sad that that went away because I really love it. I have a nice hefty supply of it over here. But the very first time I used it, I went live like a big dummy. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go live. I didn't have faith in it. I used so much of that stuff. I had so many suds. I was laughing at myself. But you know what my people were saying? They were like, that was oddly satisfying. People like knowing that you're real. They like knowing that your office is a wreck. They like knowing, I do make my bed every day, so I can't say that my bed's unmade, but they like knowing that you're real, that don't show up with makeup on every single time. Who are you trying to impress? Why are you trying to impress them? If they run into you at the grocery store, are you going to look like that? Because if that's what you're doing to go live, it's not smart, because it's not you. Be authentic. Okay, we talked about honestly, you can't love it all. Don't say, oh my God, I love that so much, as you're gagging, okay? Show your face. People want to see your face, okay? I used to not like going live. It used to drive me crazy. You would only see my hands. That's why I started using Color Street, because I was like, well, if my hands are going to be in there. So, but you know what? Do it. If you have to do it in your team page or in a group that's just you and your friends, whatever, do it until you get used to it. It's not that hard. Yes, be you and be authentic. And then talk about why you love it. Talk about what it is. Fluffy fleece laundry is my jam. Before that, it was shimmer, and I had a hefty supply of that. I still have a little bit left. But talk about why you love it. Talk about what it is. And here's the thing, guys. Talk about interaction. I do a Fun Day Friday post every week in my group. 2 weeks ago, I did one that said, you know, I have a secret bar. You can ask yes or no questions. That's it. You can ask as many questions as you want, just not consecutively. But you can only guess 3 times. When you guess a bar 3 times, you're out. Mountain Sunset. And when I was done with that one, like, that post went on for so long. And when I was finally done with it, I was like, guys, clearly I have done a disservice to you guys, because I can't believe that y'all didn't know that that was one of my favorite bars. It is so good. But I had not been talking about it enough. And guys, people need to hear it. People need to hear it 8 times before they go, I think she said Mountain Sunset was really good. So talk about why you like it. Talk about what it is that makes you like it. Share, don't sell. And I know we've been talking about that a little bit already, but that's the key. Throwing something in someone's face is not going to do it for them. Okay, use tips. This is big, guys. Use tips. Talk to them about different ways that talk to them about the fact that our all-purpose cleaner makes 6 counter cleans and what a bargain it is. Talk about the fact that your dishes tell you how many wax cubes to use. But then if you're being honest like me, tell them you don't use that many, because I don't. And I'm okay with that. Talk to them that they don't have to have cotton cleanups. Are cotton cleanups nice? Heck yeah. And if I'm going to clean out 5 warmers all at once, I'm going to want a cotton cleanup. But if I'm only cleaning out 1, probably not. I'm probably just going to use cotton balls. Tell them these tips. Talk to them about these tips. Be real with them. Guys, I might be the only one. Gosh, now it's not up there. Like, I just learned that you could pull the inside of a cotton cleanup out and put it in for the mini warmers. Did not know that till about 4 or 5 months ago. Okay? I was like, oh, like, explosion. Brain exploded. And I immediately went on and was like, guys, look at this. And pulled it out. I was like, this is how you do mini warmers. So many people didn't know that. Things like that. Give them tips. Give them things that are going to help them solve a problem that they have, which is probably some problem that you have too. Okay. Doesn't have to all be about Scentsy. Yeah, girl, it's so cool. Look, you make me want to go over there and get a cotton cleanup and do it. It's so cool. I didn't know, but it comes right out. It like pulls right out. It's so cool. Okay. Comment on everything. That's key, guys. If you guys noticed when I put this post up and I said, you know, hey, what are some things you want? Comment on every single thing. Those are the things that are going to keep those people seeing your post. Now, that alone will not be enough. You also need to be commenting on their stuff. Go to their pages. I've heard so many people say that what they do is they'll do twice a day, 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. Because the last thing you want to do is get scrolling aimlessly and lose track of where you are. Set an alarm, literally, once in the morning, once in the evening, even if it's just once a day. Set an alarm. And then for that 15 minutes or that 10 minutes or that 5 minutes or whatever you have, scroll through and comment on people's posts. The people that, I'm going to say this, if the posts that you are seeing, if most of the posts that you are seeing are coming from other consultants, you're doing it wrong. That means you're commenting on their stuff, they're commenting on your stuff, but are your customers seeing you? Are your friends seeing you? Are your non-Scentsy people seeing you? Those are the people's posts that you need to be actively searching for. And I have another person that did it. It was brilliant. A through Z. List out every customer you have A through Z. Pick 5 a day. Pick 5 a day, go through and be like, or everybody that has an A, their name starts with an A. Everybody that starts with a B the next day. It is so important that you have that interaction on their page, because that's what's going to bring your stuff up in their feeds. Okay. Okay, what else? Okay, we talked about the Shauna giving the tips of 7 days, 7 things. I love that. Polls. People love polls. Facebook loves polls. Just do polls. You know, hey, I don't know. What are you, a Pepsi or Coke person? Yes, no, maybe, sort of, whatever. It doesn't have to be about Scentsy. That's the key. Post on your personal page too. That's a big, big thing, okay? You have to post on your... Oh, sorry. I hear them talking down there. You have to post... Yep, just lost my spot. Post on your personal page too. If you're only posting in front of your VIP group, who's seeing it? The people that already know. So make sure that you're not just posting in your Scentsy areas, because if that's all you're posting in, the people that are non-Scentsy aren't seeing you. So make sure, and there's that 80-20 rule, you know, 80% should be personal, 20% Scentsy. Stick to that. But again, if you're doing yourself a injustice, if all you're doing is posting in your VIP group. Okay. Now, this is key, and I'm trying to step this up, y'all. I feel like I've taken way too much time, but I'm going to step this up. Make it easy for them. Chelsea Otto did a thing the other day, and I was like, that's brilliant. All she did was she put a post up that said, here's our clearance sale, or, you know, clearance closeout, whatever. But then she just went to our clearance section and posted a picture and then put is, to show the difference. There was some fear of missing out happening, y'all. Like literally that one day that I just took stuff from clearance and posted it in my VIP group, I ended up with like $350, I think, dollars in orders in one day this month, okay? And I did that by simply taking what was already there, and there was like people going, oh, well, if you have another one of those, I'm like, yep, sure do. But then I would actually go in, put an individual order in, and then I would send them their total. They would pay me. I would place the order. It can't get any easier than that. Make it easy for them. Yes, girl. I'm just saying. I mean, I never thought of that. I was just like, oh, how about that? Okay. Share wish list. That's another thing. Like if it's somebody that's just like, hey, can you order me this? You can put the stuff, you can go to your website, put the stuff in and send them that link, and then they can finish checking out. So I offer that to some people. Front load, okay? Pre-orders, jot forms. I'm really trying to step it up, Shauna. I'm sorry. I'm a talker. Jot forms. I am big with jot forms. I do one once a month at minimum. I usually try to do it on the 25th of the month, and then that's going to tell everybody. And all it just says, if you want to see what's new that's launching on the 1st, click this link. And then it says right up under that, and if you want to place a pre-order, simply hit submit at the end. It shows them everything. It just makes it easy. It has an option in there that says, how do you want to pay for this? You know, what's your preferred method? Okay, talked about that. Okay, next thing, self-improvement, okay? One, the fact that you are all here tells me that you're interested in learning, and I think that's big. But don't feel like you have to rely on Shauna or me or any other person that's out there to improve yourself. YouTube is slam full of stuff. I'm reading this book right now. It's one of the things we're doing in our walk group. Be a party plan superstar. Brainstorm with others. Some of my best ideas come when I'm talking one-on-one with somebody else and they say something and then something just clicks and I'm like, oh, we could do this. Brainstorm, talk with others, and by the love of God, please share it with others. That's the key, guys. If you come up with something great and you just hide it to yourself, it's just going to be there, okay? It's just going to be there. Share it with others, because when I reach out to someone and I say, you know, I kind of had this idea. What do you think about that? I'm going to give you an example of that. When I was brand new in this, I was just trying to get people to interact in my VIP group. I have a love brag tag. I think a lot of us do. But I started telling my VIPs, I'm like, you know what? For every picture you post in my group, you're going to get a point towards love brag tag. But if you go live, you're going to get 2. I started having people going live. My reason for doing it was just simply to get people to interact in my page and get my algorithms up. And my sponsor at the time, she's no longer with Scentsy, but my sponsor at the time was like, Becky, that's genius. You're teaching them to be a consultant and they don't even know it. And I was like, oh, you're right. I didn't know that. I didn't think about that. How cool is that? You're getting them used to going live. That's like one of the hardest things to do, but because they're comfortable there in that group, they do it. And I was actually, I guess, kind of training them to do what I do. Didn't even realize it. Okay, let's see what else. What else? 3 months ago. Oh, Vanessa Rowe had an awesome training or a talk training. I'm not sure what it was that was talking about it. And she said, you know what? 3 months ago, what were you doing 3 months ago? Because whatever you were doing 3 months ago is a direct result of where you are now. And so what you're doing right now, guys, what you are focused on right now is going to be what's going to benefit you 3 months from now. And that was big for me. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. Didn't even realize it, but yeah. Right now, we may be in a valley. But you know what? That mountaintop is coming. And if you don't keep stepping in this valley, you're never going to climb that mountain. That's the key, guys. That's where consistency takes its place. That's where it fits into this equation. Okay. Guys, I'm almost done, I promise. Okay. If what you're doing right now isn't working, try something new. I'm going to give you guys a couple ideas. Because this is from experience, okay? Stuff I was doing wasn't working. I was like, what can I do? So I started thinking outside of the box. Go to your local coffee shop with all of your testers. Mix them up on purpose. Mix your old and your new up on purpose. Break out your handy dandy catalog. I buy one of these every year just because I love them, and this is the one that I use. So go in there, break out your catalog, put all your testers out, get your cup of coffee, and start sorting them. People are going to be inquisitive. People that know Scentsy are going to be like, ooh, can I smell those? You'll be surprised at how many people will just walk up to you because they want to know what the testers are. So you got to put yourself out there. This is another thing I did. I went to local businesses. If you look at my jot form right now, it has 6 local businesses. These are dollar store, but they're so cute. But they're dollar store frames. This was made in Canva, and it just says, I'd like to expand my local connections. Free samples. I have 100 free Scentsy samples to give away. No obligations, no purchases necessary, just free samples. Simply scan the QR code to get yours. And they scan the code, and it's going to take them to my jot form. It's going to ask them what their favorite scents are. It is going to ask them, are you interested in hosting a party? Would you like to make extra money on the side? It's going to have all of that too. But what this does is I have some fields in there that are required. Those fields are your name, your address, your phone number, and your email address. Why are those the ones that are required? Because those are what I have to have to put them in the workstation. So that's one idea. Cupcakes and catalogs. Go to a local bank and just say, hey, I have a few catalogs, but I would like to know if on Wednesday of next week, if you have a break room, if I could bring some cupcakes or some cookies and a couple of catalogs and leave them there. And if they say yes, then go ahead and create a QR code. Have that on there. It can be as simple as that little dollar store frame that just says if you want to place an order. It can be one of the party packs that I showed you earlier. Put a QR code on there. Make it easy for them that all they have to do is scan it and go. Some other ideas. Coffee. Coffee in catalogs. Salad and Scentsy. Salsa and Scentsy. You could do the same thing. Some salsa, from the store and some chips. Put it in their office. Any local places you have that you know are going to have a break room of some sort. It's that simple. Talk to your friends. Hey, would you be interested in doing this? And if you put it in your break room and we get orders and you hit 200, you're going to get the free and half off rewards. You guys all know about a sip and sniff. How about a mommy and me? A mommy and me. This gives young moms a chance to take them and their daughter and go, or it could be their son, and that you could plan a play date with a couple different moms that have kids the same age. Do a mommy and me party. Do a scroll and shop. Do a bingo. A party wheel. Do text parties. I want to do a themed event so bad I can't stand it. I want to do like an 80s theme. And I want to come to someone's house dressed up with some big hair or something and just have a party. Margaritas and whatever. Do whatever. And if nothing works, you can't get anybody, do an open house in your own house. Okay, this is for Leon, and I've already showed my calendar. Oh, sorry, I just went ahead of myself. Go and sit at the coffee shop. Brand yourself. That's a big thing. Brand yourself. Make sure that people know what you do. Small talk in lines. If you're standing in a line with someone, you have to get out of your comfort zone and just start talking to them. Compliment them. People love compliments, you know. You're standing in line and just say, wow, that blouse is really nice, or I love your earrings. That's my go-to. If I can see their earrings, I love your earrings. That's a cute necklace. Something like that. Cashier, when I was shopping for Cabo and I needed a cute dress to wear on the beach, that was what I did. I was like, she was like, oh, you going somewhere? Yep, I am. I'm going to Cabo. And I earned it, and it's not costing me a thing. And if it's something you'd be interested in, I'd love to tell you more. Have that brochure on hand. Drop it off to them. Jeep thing. I do this for my Jeepers. I am a Jeeper. So if y'all don't know about Jeeps, then you don't know about the ducks. But we have what's called Duck Duck Jeep. So I put this cute little thing on there with a pink Jeep, and it just says, you've been ducked by a Scentsy gal. I wanted your ride to smell good. And then it's going to have a scent circle. And then, of course, it says, scan here to join my Facebook VIP group. Not trying to sell them anything, just saying, hey, if you want more of these, run with it. 100 free samples. I've already done that. Mindset is everything. Okay, I'm going to hit 2 more things, y'all, and then I'm done. This is going to be a big one for you guys. And this, to me, goes along with consistency as well. But don't do everything you see. What I've given you here tonight is big. It's a lot of stuff. Don't do all of it. If you do all of it, you're never going to get good at any of it. Period. And I'm going to give you an example of that. I'm sure by now everyone has heard of buddy drives because of the Buddy Bonanza. That's something I just simply didn't do. I was like, you know what? Not doing it. I have enough on my plate. The last thing I need to do is add something else to it. So don't do it. Don't overwhelm yourself and take on too much and then lose your joy and your passion in it. Okay, now, Kim, this one's for you. And recruiting. Here's the thing, guys. One, when you're doing your lives, you're talking to people. Are you excited about it? Does it bring you joy? Because if it does, they're going to see that. My very first recruit signed up with me the first month that I was a consultant. I tried to talk her out of it. I was like, are you sure? But she's like, yeah. She's like, you just look like you're having so much fun. And I'm like, I am. I'm having a lot of fun. And I love this. And I didn't know I was going to. This is a bigger surprise to me than it is to you. But this is my jam, and I like it a lot. And here's why. Talk about it. Tell people why. If they see that enthusiasm and that joy in you, they're going to want some of that. It's plain and simple. Personal preference has no place in business, okay? It does not matter what your thoughts and beliefs are at home. It has no place in your business. And I'm going to say it as boldly as I can without having a preference. I'm going to say everyone else's dollar spends the same way as my dollar. So I don't talk politics. I do talk some religion, not a lot. At the top of my page, I do have a prayer and praise post that I put up. It's completely voluntary, but these are things, there's no need to add strife to your business that's unnecessary, so don't do it. Next, are you asking everyone? Are you asking every single person? Not that you come in contact with. I know some people can do that. I'm not that person, but everyone that I'm talking to about Scentsy or having some sort of Scentsy conversation with, I'm going to say, have you ever considered doing this? Especially if they're fun. Like if we hit it off and I'm like, girl, I want you on my team because you're fun. Those are the things I'm talking about. Those are the people that you ask. You want to find people that are like-minded, that are like you, and you want to ask every single one of them. They may tell you no, and it's okay. Then you say, "What? Do you want to host?" You know, you got to make light of it, guys. You just got to keep going with it. Are you putting yourself out there? Do people know that you sell Scentsy? And what I mean by that is, are you branding yourself? Are you passing out samples to people that may not know that you do it? Are you posting on your personal page? Are you showing people that may not know? The people that are in your group already know. It's getting to the people that are not in your group. The next thing, do people know who you are? And this is important, and this is something that I just learned and I didn't know. I did a training program with my then sponsor that was big. We had a lot of people in there. So the other day I had a gal that reinstated under me. Like she just sent me a message out of the blue and said, are you still with Scentsy? Because I think I want to give it another try and I'd like to sign up under you. And I was like, yeah. If people know, if someone comes to you and they say, hey, would you be interested in talking in my group? Do it. Do it scared, because you know what? You're getting yourself out there. You're getting your name out there. Have your YouTube channel. Have whatever you have that is public for people to see, and let them get to know you, because they may find that they're a hit with you and jump on board, and you may not even be expecting it. Consistently showing up. So I'm getting ready to end. I'm at the end here. Are you consistently showing up? When I earned the incentive trip, the cruise for two, I earned that, and I opted not to take it. My brother at the time was in need of a double lung transplant, and I opted not to go because I was terrified that we were going to get that call while I was in Alaska, and I wasn't going to be able to get to him in time. Thankfully, by the grace of God, he got that phone call in November of last year, and I pretty much spent 3 months in Charlottesville, which is about 5.5 hours from my house. While I was there, I was still consistent. I was nowhere near as consistent as I am on a normal basis when I'm at home with my own schedule. But I still showed up. I still posted. I did not have any parties during that time because there was no way I could do that. But I still maintained 2,500 PRV every single month. And that is from showing up. That is from communicating our product. I have a theory, and I know you guys have heard it. If you can smell it, I can sell it, okay? And that's a reality. Our product sells itself. If you're showing up and you're being consistent, it's going to come back to you tenfold. And there may be hard seasons, there may be hard valleys that you go through, but there's a mountaintop just waiting on the other side for you. So don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Just keep being consistent, and it's going to come back to you. I know you guys have asked for a couple things. I will post those in the group. It'll probably be tomorrow. And if you are watching this and that live is up there, then you're with me right now. If not, put a hashtag replay. Ask any questions. I will be happy to answer as many as I can. Thank you guys for tuning in and hanging with me this long. I did not expect it to take this long, so I'm sorry. But I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks, guys.